Did you know that 97% of people who start learning a new skill quit within the first month? But there's a scientific method used by Navy SEALs and Olympic athletes that can literally rewire your brain to guarantee success. What I'm about to show you goes against everything you've been taught about discipline and willpower. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at personal growth the same way again. But here's where it gets crazy. Stay with me, because at minute 4, I'm going to reveal the one mistake that's sabotaging your progress right now. And you probably don't even know you're making it. Look, I used to be the person who bought every course, set every New Year's resolution, and quit everything by February. I tried morning routines, productivity apps, accountability partners, you name it. I failed at it, and I thought there was something wrong with me. But then I discovered something that changed everything. A neuroscientist at Stanford showed me that our brains aren't wired for the way we've been taught to build habits. In fact, we've been doing it completely backwards. And once you understand this, and I mean really understand this, achieving your goals becomes almost automatic. No more white-knuckling through your morning routine. No more fighting yourself every single day. So here's what's actually happening in your brain when you try to build a new habit the traditional way. Most people use what I call the motivation method. You wake up feeling pumped, you tell yourself today is the day, and you go hard for 3 to 4 days, maybe even a week if you're really committed. But then, life happens. You have a bad day at work, you don't sleep well, your motivation dips, and suddenly that new habit feels like climbing Mount Everest. Here's why. Your brain has two systems. System 1 is automatic, fast, and effortless, like breathing or walking. System 2 requires conscious effort, willpower, and decision-making, like solving a math problem or forcing yourself to go to the gym. Every time you rely on motivation, you're using System 2. And here's the problem. System 2 has a battery that runs out. Scientists call it ego depletion. Your willpower is literally a finite resource that gets drained throughout the day. This is why you can resist the donuts at breakfast but cave by 9 p.m. It's not weakness, it's biology. Now, before I show you the solution, I need to tell you about the dark side of this that nobody talks about. Because if you get this next part wrong, and most people do, you'll actually make things worse for yourself. This is the mistake I mentioned earlier, and it's coming up in just a minute. But first, you need to understand, the solution isn't more motivation. It's not more discipline. It's something called implementation intentions, combined with what psychologists call habit stacking. Here's how it works. Instead of saying, I'm going to work out more, you create a specific trigger. After I pour my morning coffee, I will do 10 push-ups. That's it. Not a 90-minute gym session, just 10 push-ups. Your brain loves specificity. When you link a new behavior to an existing automatic behavior, you're hijacking System 1, the automatic system that doesn't require willpower. Navy SEALs use this for high-stress situations. They don't rely on feeling brave. They create automatic response patterns. When X happens, I do Y. No thinking, no deciding, just action. Olympic athletes do the same thing. Michael Phelps had a pre-race routine so ingrained that he once swam an entire Olympic race with his goggles full of water and won because his body knew exactly what to do on autopilot. The key is starting absurdly small. And I mean absurdly small. 1 push-up, 1 page of reading, 2 minutes of meditation. Why? Because you're not building the habit. You're building the identity of someone who shows up consistently. All right, here it is, the mistake that's sabotaging everything. Most people get excited about this method and then immediately overdo it. They try to stack 5 new habits at once. They go from 0 push-ups to 50, and they wonder why they burn out in a week. Here's what you need to avoid. The mistake is ignoring what James Clear calls the valley of disappointment. When you start a new habit, your effort shoots up immediately. Day 1, you're putting in 100% effort, but your results, they're at like 2%. Week 2, still putting in 90% effort. Results? Maybe 5%. Most people quit here because the gap between effort and results feels unbearable. They think, this isn't working. But here's the truth. Results are a lagging measure. They come after you've put in the work. There's always a delay. Sometimes weeks, sometimes months. Think of it like heating an ice cube. You put it on the stove at 20 degrees. Nothing happens. You heat it to 25 degrees. Still ice. 30 degrees? Ice. 31 degrees? Ice. But at 32 degrees? Suddenly, it all melts at once. This is called the breakthrough point. And it's where most people would have succeeded if they just kept going for 2 more weeks. So here's your protection against this. Track your inputs, not your outputs. Don't measure weight loss, measure workouts completed. Don't track money earned, track sales calls made. Because inputs are within your control. Outputs aren't. And when you focus on what you can control, you stay motivated even when results are delayed. Now, there's one more element to this that makes it 10x more powerful. And it has to do with something called temptation bundling. This is the secret sauce that makes hard habits actually enjoyable. Stick with me, because this is where it all comes together. Temptation bundling was discovered by a researcher named Katie Milkman, and it's brilliant in its simplicity. The idea is this: pair something you need to do with something you want to do. Only listen to your favorite podcast while working out. Only watch your favorite show while folding laundry. Only go to your favorite coffee shop when you need to write. Your brain starts associating the hard thing with the pleasurable thing. And over time, you actually start craving the workout because it means podcast time. I use this for content creation. I only let myself go to this one cafe I love when I'm writing scripts. Now, my brain associates that place with creative work, and I get excited to write because it means I get to go there. Another powerful technique: environment design. Make good habits easier and bad habits harder. Want to eat healthier? Put fruit on the counter and hide the junk food. Want to read more? Put a book on your pillow every morning. Want to stop doom scrolling? Delete social media from your phone and only access it on your computer. Behavior change is not about having more willpower. It's about creating an environment where the right choice is the easiest choice. So let's recap the system. Use implementation intentions. After existing habit, I will new tiny habit. Start absurdly small, focus on consistency, not intensity. Track inputs, not outputs. Control what you can control. Expect the valley of disappointment and push through the breakthrough point. Use temptation bundling to make hard habits enjoyable. Design your environment to make success inevitable. This isn't theory. This is neuroscience. And when you apply it, you don't need to be more disciplined. You just need to be smarter about how you approach change. If you found this valuable, smash that like button. It tells YouTube to share this with more people who need it. And here's the thing: knowledge without action is just entertainment. So pick one habit, just one. Use the implementation intention formula. Start tomorrow. Drop a comment below. With the habit you're committing to writing it down, makes you 42% more likely to follow through. I read every comment, and I'll be here to support you. Subscribe if you want more content on mastering your mind and building the life you actually want. Now go prove to yourself what you're capable of. I'll see you in the next video.